match for me where you're mighty wrong, because when I step into that ring with you, all heck's going to break loose, brother. Somebody's going to get hurt, Saito, before this is all over.
Ron, this is the match you've been wanting.
That's right. Non-sanctioned. Nobody wants to touch it, but come Monday night in Boutwell, I'm going to be kicking your butt with these boots, Jimmy Golden. I'm going to be wearing them. I got a bunch of these. I ain't got just one. I got about 4 or 5 of them, and exactly what they say is going to come true Monday night. Your butt is mine in Boutwell.
Now, unless it is obvious that this feud situation between Golden and Fuller is nowhere near its end.
It's certainly not. We want to mention that next week on Personality Profile, we're going to talk about a unique type of match, a Japanese death match. We're talking to Mr. Saito about that, Charlie.
I'd like to thank every one of you for joining us. Thanks to our director, Jerry Finn. See you next week. That along with Les Thatcher, welcome to Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Les, in the next hour, we'll be seeing Dennis Condrey in action against Roy Welch.
That's right. And, of course, the battle for the Southeastern Tag Team belts goes on. We'll be seeing taped highlights of a match between Condrey and Rose and the Armstrongs.
Jerry Stubbs goes against Sonny Driver.
And, of course, on videotape, United States Junior Heavyweight Champion Stan Lane, he'll be taking on Robert Gibson.
We'll have Personality Profile, plus former North American Heavyweight Champion Paul Orndorff is in action against Joe Turner today.
And again on tape for the Southern Street Fight match between the cousins, Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden. And, of course, we'll have Jimmy Golden in live action today, Charlie.
A lot of action coming your way in the next hour right here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling, and a lot of action taking place throughout the arenas here in the Southeastern Wrestling area. It's about time for our first match of the day to get underway, so let's go to the ring now for the introduction.
Your attention, please. Our first match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Your referee, Bruce Fortson. Bruce Fortson, your referee. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 224 pounds from Oklahoma, Roy Welch. Roy Welch. His opponent at 242 pounds from Charlotte, North Carolina, Dennis Condrey. Condrey.
For the Southeastern Tag title holders, a team of Condrey and Rose. You see Rose stepping out of the ring. Singles action today. Condrey against Roy Welch.
We don't see Dennis in singles matches too often, or at least not in recent months, but he is a very, very capable singles wrestler, and he's got a tough veteran out against him, Roy Welch. So there's the bell, collar and elbow. Welch takes the initiative, backs him into that rope, and on the break, Roy is ready for him. Dennis started to move on him, Charlie, but Roy anticipated. Top wrist lock by Condrey. Welch makes the switch. Dennis goes to the ropes, and he'll get the break.
Although he's been devoting most of his time now to tag competition with his cousin, Randy Rose. Dennis Condrey, in previous times, has been very successful as a singles action, once holding the Georgia Heavyweight Championship among other titles.
That's true. Many wrestlers prefer one type of competition or the other, Charlie, tag or singles. Condrey has excelled in both, held belts in both, and that means he's a well-rounded athlete, a well-rounded wrestler. A lot of people don't agree with his style, his methods, but nonetheless, he does produce in the professional ranks. That's what it's all about, taking the dollars and cents to the bank.
Right now, a little test of strength, standing wrist lock, and possibly Condrey using the shortcut by pulling the hair.
Once again, they're right back in there, headlocked this time by Roy Welch, and he's applying the pressure. Condrey goes to one knee, back to his feet now, locks into the hair there, but the referee calls for the break. Condrey shoots him off, drops low. Welch over the top. Roy hooks the headlock, throws the hip in and the takedown. Back in command. Condrey rolls him over. And these men are making a pretty good pace here, Charlie.
Welch with a side headlock. Condrey rolls this man over again, using that bottom rope for leverage.
Condrey gets his toes over that bottom strand of rope. The referee calls for the break. Roy up cautiously. Set to move in. Condrey coming to his feet now. Nice go behind by Condrey. Hooks the cradle, takes the man down, gets a 2 count. Condrey in control now, has the leg hook. And apparently from the reaction of the fans, maybe using the tights here for leverage. Charlie, we can't see it on our television screen. But this is the type of thing that Condrey and Rose do well. They'll pick away at you, take the little advantages they can out of sight of the referee, try to put it all together and take home the victory. Condrey here with the leg of Welch broken over the back of his neck. He's got it bent in that way. Had a nice grapevine on it. But now applying that pressure and trying to get those shoulders down. And I'd say, yes, he's using a bit of the tights there for leverage, Charlie.
Condrey going in a right. He lift. Doubles Welch over. Now Condrey going from that turnbuckle. Condrey opening up.
Condrey goes in behind, hooks that abdominal stretch. Now he's near the ropes. Dennis likes to use a little leverage off those ropes. He's got it there. And again, as the referee moves around to take a look, Dennis turns loose of the rope. And as far as the referee can see, everything is legal. Condrey breaks loose, goes after Welch, gets a body press on him, and a 2 count. Roy bails out. That knee again, Condrey using that effectively several times in this contest. The elbow now down across the back of the neck. And another knee. And another. Condrey opening up now. Possessing a chance possibly to put Roy away, but don't count the veteran Roy Welch out.
Condrey takes his mat up. Body slam. Stopping the knee, but Welch quickly moves out of the way. Welch. Connection to the side of the head.
Condrey went to the well once too often with that knee. Roy Welch taking advantage now, opens up his attack of his own. Body slam. Roy goes high and comes down with a knee drop. Going for the press here, but couldn't get a good handle. Condrey bails out. Condrey, a powerful man at about 242. Randy Rose moving out the ringside. Roy, I think this is maybe a diversion here. Condrey with that clothesline as Roy turned around. And Charlie, they work well as a team even when they're not in tag team action.
Rose out, diverting Welch's attention, and Condrey catching Welch as he turns back around with that quick clothesline, and there you see Condrey takes the match. Your winner, one half of the Southeastern Tag Champions, Dennis Condrey. Our first event here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling today. Bob and Brad Armstrong coming out to join us. And along with Jerry Stubbs, gentlemen, we have some videotape of a previous match in which you were against the tag team combination of Rose and Condrey. If we could, let's roll that piece of videotape. And, Bob, it was a very hard-fought match.
It was. It was a tornado match where all 4 men are in the ring at the same time, and as you know, it could go either way. We've always said what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and you never can tell what will happen in a match like this. Now, here Brad and I have been working on moves as a team, and here you can see we both hooked the sleeper. We thought we had everything under control, but, you know, every time something happens. Here he dropped, he pulled the referee into me, hit me right over the eye. It knocked me goofy, it knocked the referee goofy. They got rid of Brad, and here they had things going their way. They thought they had me all to their mercy. And in a minute, you're going to see the third element. Now, they're doing a job on me. They're real happy about it. But you're going to see Brother Saito, who I call the terrific trio, Condrey, Rose, and Saito. Here he comes out. He passes his Oriental-type winner there. And when I got up, brother, all I saw was white. He hit me in the eyes with that, and it burned like fire. Here you can see they're going to get the count. They thought they had me beat. Thank goodness the other referee was watching. Also, Paul Orndorff, who's been giving us a hand, came into the ring and saw that everything was taken care of. And believe me, that Oriental gentleman, he got involved there. It was none of his business. He shouldn't have been involved. We had things going. It backfired on him. And although that we do finally win this match, Charlie, it's by disqualification. And as you know, the belts don't change on disqualification. It's such a shallow victory, and it's so sickening to have those belts right in the palm of your hand and have them slip through right away. They've salted me down so much that I feel like a finely cured ham myself. I've had so much salt all over my body. And here they're going to give us the match, but it didn't really mean that much because we didn't win the titles. What we're after is the titles. The way to hurt Condrey and Rose is win the belts. That's what we intend to do some way, some shape or form. We're going to win those tag team title belts, and then Condrey and Rose, you'll be walking way behind with your tail tucked between your legs, and we'll have the belts on us. Thank you, Charlie.
Father-son wrestling team of Bob and Brad Armstrong will return with more action on Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
For a Southeastern wrestling card. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. Boutwell box office open at 6:30 p.m. Monday night. In the main event, a 10-round boxing match. Ron Fuller, seconded by Ken Lucas, battles Jimmy Golden, seconded by Ron Bass. The Southeastern Tag Team title on the line in a 4-man elimination match as Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey square off with Bob and Brad Armstrong. The Alabama title at stake, no disqualification as Mr. Saito meets Paul Orndorff. In a challenge tag team match, Ken Lucas teams with Jerry Stubbs to take on Ron Bass and Stan Lane. And Roberto Soto opens against the Angel. 10 rounds of boxing, Ron Fuller against Jimmy Golden. The Southeastern Tag Team title at stake, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey against the Armstrongs. Mr. Saito against Paul Orndorff. Lucas and Stubbs against Bass and Lane. And Roberto Soto against the Angel. It all comes together Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, bell time, 8 p.m. Super lineup of wrestling action Monday night, Boutwell Auditorium. The box office opens 6:30 p.m., Monday night. One of the highlighted matches, the Southeastern Tag Team champions, Rose and Condrey, defend against Bob and Brad Armstrong in a 4-man elimination match. Before I talk to the challengers, let's hear from the champions.
People of Birmingham, Alabama, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of the Armstrongs thinking they are a better team than Condrey and Rose. So what we're going to do, we're going to find out once and for all right there in Boutwell Auditorium who the best team is. We're going to lay our game plan down to you people right now. We're going to take Bob Armstrong. We're going to beat him. He has to go back to the dressing room. And then Brad Armstrong, we're going to take your ugly mug. And we're going to take these hams, baby. And everything on your face is open, we're going to close. And everything is closed, we're going to open, Jack.
We're going to pop all them zits that you couldn't get rid of as a kid, Bradley.
Acne.
Well, Brad, it's apparent Rose and Condrey are planning on keying on you. How do you feel about it?
Well, you know, Les, I've never been in an elimination match like this before, but Dad's been helping me out a heck of a lot. And what we're going to do is we're keying on that first fall. That's what we're doing, is keying on that first fall, because after that, it's going to be 2-on-1. And I just hope it's these two on one of those.
Bob, indeed, the first fall is all important.
Exactly right. Elimination is, like they say, elimination match, which is as follows. When you lose, you leave. Somebody's going to get beat out of 4 men, and they must go to the dressing room, and that's going to leave 2-on-1. Brad and I have worked very hard together. They're talking about game this and game that. Well, we ain't coming to play. We're coming to stay. And in Boutwell, somebody's liable to get hurt. They've got all their plans laid down, Les. They've got it figured that they're going to beat one of us. Well, what if we just turn that around? Who says that we can't beat them? I'll say this. We've never said we're a better team. I think we're as good. Brad's still a rookie. He hasn't even been wrestling a year yet, but he's got the heart, he's got the gall, and he's ready to go. And in Birmingham, we'll prove we're as good. We'll end up 2-on-1, and we'll get Condrey or Rose.
The championship wrestling on its way to your area, and Florella this week, also wrestling in Atmore this week. Joining me now, Jerry Stubbs and Ken Lucas. Jerry, the former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, also former U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion. Ken Lucas, former Southeastern Heavyweight Champion. Both of you two gentlemen have met with problems in the last few weeks of getting title matches from two specific gentlemen, Stan Lane, the holder of the U.S. Junior title, and in your case, Ron Bass, holder of the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship.
That's correct, Charlie. You know, Ron Bass has got the belt now, and Stan Lane's also got a belt, and both times that myself and Jerry's asked those guys to defend those belts, the first thing they said, no way. So I can't see how these guys can be champions with any type of fortitude behind them, because myself and Jerry's in a tag match, and we've got these guys, and if we get a win over them, then we're going to get a chance at those belts. And I'm going to tell you something, Bass. I'm coming right at you, my man. You know what I'm going to do.
Jerry, you held that U.S. Junior title longer than any other man, and before we get your comments on your problems with Stan Lane putting up that title, let's hear the comments of Stan Lane and Ron Bass.
You know, Stan, when you're the king, you got people kind of chasing you. I've got one, Mr. Ken Lucas. Every time I turn around, I see an ugly face staring at me. He's wanting title matches. He's wanting no disqualification matches. He's wanting everything in the world. But Ken Lucas, you're not the champion now, my friend. I'm the champion. I'm the one that makes stipulations, and it's going to be my way or it won't be at all. Now, I know, Stan, you got one, Jerry Stubbs, that keeps nipping at you, son. What's he going to do, my friend?
You know, Ron, isn't life sweet? We're on top of the world. Movie contracts flooding into our apartments every day. Rock stars calling us up. We're on top of the world. We'll stay here because we'll keep these belts forever.
Jerry?
You know, it seems to me, Charlie, that they're both running scared. Well, Stan Lane, we got you both in a tag match. When we defeat you, you're going to have to put the belts up, and we will be the new champions.
Comments of Jerry Stubbs and Ken Lucas.
Our next match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 225 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs. His opponent at 218 pounds from Jacksonville, Florida, Sonny Driver. Sonny Driver.
Sonny Driver taking on the former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, Jerry Stubbs.
And also the former U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, Jerry Stubbs. Collar and elbow, Charlie, and Stubby with a nice fireman carry takedown, goes to the arm bar. So Driver with his work cut out for him here. Jerry Stubbs has really come into his own the last year and a half of his professional career. Watched this gentleman as he's progressed, and certainly has become one of the complete wrestlers in the junior heavyweight division. And I think Les Thornton and Stan Lane both should be leery of Stubbs, having beaten Thornton twice for the world title, having held the U.S. junior title longer than any other man in that division for that title. Jerry, as I say, has come into his own and become a very, very capable champion or contender, no matter which side of that coin that he happens to be on. Right now with the hammerlock on Sonny Driver. And Driver's a pretty tough character, Charlie. He lacks some experience, but Driver gets in there and digs. But as you can see right now, Stubbs controlling, Jerry key-locking, through on the hammerlock from the front side. Driver, but Stubby hangs on.
Stubbs still holding on with that hammerlock.
Jerry trying a combination on the head now. Driver coming up and finds the ropes. Couldn't make it to his feet, but was able to lunge into those ropes. He'll get the break. Once again, jockeying for position. Stubbs back to the arm with the arm bar. Oh, and over the high side with that fireman carry and into the arm bar. Jerry has control here, Charlie. And Driver needs to open up, needs to get out in front to gain some momentum here. The experience definitely rides with the man from Atlanta, Jerry Stubbs. And looking carefully on the break, but Driver goes in underneath with a punch, and now a knee and another knee. So here's Sonny Driver making his move now to try and dominate offensively. Driver opening up now and goes for the slam and sends Stubbs crashing to the canvas. Driver trying for a body press here. Stubby kicking out right on that one count. Driver didn't have his man hooked. Bad try, and Jerry doubles him up and goes with a forearm smash, spins him around, sets him up now. He's going to the ropes with him. Takes him for the backdrop. So Driver had his chance to control, and finding a flaw in the armor, reversed the tables, and now Jerry Stubbs back in the driver's seat and moving in on Sonny Driver, setting him up, trying to pull him away. Forearm again, staggers Driver back into that corner. It was all he could do to stay on his feet with that one. Field out. And Stubbs now moving in to take control again.
Stubbs takes his man into the turnbuckle. Snap and takedown. Stubbs in control. Two count.
Jerry trying to grapevine that leg, but Driver was moving as Jerry got his leg cinched in there. Couldn't hang on. Suplex. And let's see if Stubby puts him away here. Driver gets out on the 2 count, so Sonny Driver hanging in there. Stubbs going neck breaker.
Well executed by Stubbs. Moving in again on Driver.
A headbutt. Don't see Jerry use that one often, Charlie, but Driver certainly was dazed with it. Stubby shoots him in. Shot to the midsection. Double Sonny Driver up.
Driver barely on his feet, back into the ropes. And Jerry Stubbs power slam.
That's a good move, and one that's won a lot of matches for Jerry Stubbs. He does well with that power slam and comes... And we're talking about the junior heavyweight division when we talk about Jerry Stubbs, and the man in control of the U.S. junior heavyweight title right now. Stan Lane is joining us on the set, Charlie, and Lane has had a succession of tough challengers. We're going to take a look at one of these men as he takes on Robert Gibson.
If we could, let's roll the videotape upstairs, Wayne. Stan Lane in action in the arenas.
You know, Charlie Platt, I want every man, every woman, every child across the nation right now watching me on national TV to listen to what I'm saying and take note. Sit up and take note of this. The new wave is coming, brother. It's rolling, it's getting bigger and bigger. The new wave is coming your way.
Lane in action against Robert Gibson in this particular piece of videotape, and Les and I just talking while you're on your way to the out to the desk of the many challengers you have now campaigning in this Southeastern wrestling area.
I might mention one thing, young Robert Gibson, the man challenged me in a TV match here, right here on TV last week. I injured the kid's leg. He had no business getting in the ring again with me in Dothan that night, but the guy must be crazy or sick or love pain, a masochist or something. But he signed a match, and I injured the guy. Leroy Van Dyke, called me from the Trailways bus station and said the guy hopped a bus, a one-way ticket to Hicksville, USA, and we'll see no more of young punk Robert Gibson. The guy's hurt, and he's gone for good.
Lane climbing back into the ring.
Look at the guy throwing punches out. That's all he can do. Look at this move right here. Russian leg sweep right on the back of the neck, the base of the skull right there. It's all over for Robert Gibson. 1, 2, 3 coming up right here. Look at there. 1, 2, 3. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, your U.S. junior heavyweight champion gets his arms raised in victory.
There you see the action and the comments from the U.S. junior heavyweight champion Stan Lane, and we'll be back with our personality profile when Southeastern Championship Wrestling continues.
An interesting hobby, an unusual outside business interest, a controversial match decision, or a wrestling issue important to fans. If it's news and involves a wrestler within our reach, you'll see it here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling Personality Profile.
My guest today on Personality Profile, the father-son wrestling team of Bob and Brad Armstrong. Bob, Brad, welcome. A lot of action taking place in the Southeastern wrestling area now, and a lot of emphasis being put on tag action.
Exactly right. You know, Condrey and Rose, the current Southeastern Tag Team Champions, have had those belts for quite a while. And as everybody knows, it's no secret, Brad and I have vowed to get those belts one way or the other. We've been through quite a few different type matches with them for those belts, and somehow they always just kind of slip through our hands. But you know, I've talked to Brad a lot about it. We train hard together, and when I train with Brad, I don't let up. I train hard. When I hit him hard, because I want him to learn the hard way. I want him to know how it feels to be hurt, because that's what professional wrestling is all about, pain. You have to get used to pain to be a pro wrestler. He's only 18 years old, and already I feel like he's come a long way. I'm very proud of him. Condrey and Rose, on the other hand, are cousins. They grew up together. They know each other's moves, and they're one heck of a tag team. I can't take anything away from them. I've got to give the devil his due, but I'm saying this. I believe with all my heart and soul that Brad Armstrong and Bob Armstrong can become the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. We won these titles before. Everybody said it's a fluke. They were lucky. Maybe we were, maybe we weren't. Since that time, Brad's gone out onto his own. He's won the U.S. Junior title. He's gained a lot of experience wrestling as a single wrestler. And believe me, you learn a lot that way. But tag team action is completely different. Condrey and Rose are some of the best. But we're out to prove something. We're out to prove that we can be champions again. We're out to prove that, you know, you don't only have to be good, that old Mother Nature and Mother Luck plays a lot. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And one of these days, these titles are going to stop slipping through our hands, and we're going to win those titles. And when we do, it's going to be the proudest day of my life.
Brad, I know you're happy to be wrestling with your father as a tag team partner.
Exactly right, Charlie. You know, me and Dad went our separate ways for a while. We wrestled in singles, and when you wrestle in singles, you either learn or you lose, and you learn the hard way. I learned the hard way, and that way you don't forget it. So I feel like that I've possibly strengthened my end of the tag team here, so maybe I can give Dad a little bit more help with Condrey and Rose.
Condrey and Rose, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, and earlier today we got the comments from the champions.
Well, you know, cuz all the way through kindergarten, grammar school, high school, it didn't matter. As long as we were together, we never lost. When my cousin here would be in a little bit of trouble, we had an old saying that old Uncle Red Neckerson told us about, holler, down a whopping, and we'd come to help each other. And we have never been beat as a team or as singles. It don't really matter. I'm going to tell you something too, Armstrongs. There's no way that you're going to beat us. Mother Nature, Mother Luck, it don't matter who you get. Mother Armstrong, it don't really matter, does it, cousin?
Sure don't. You know, we had a football coach at Central High School, baby. His name was Tater Graham. And he always had a motto. He used to tell us. He'd say, Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, you can do anything you want to do in life. You can be on top in football. You can be the best in baseball, basketball. But our love was wrestling, baby. We wanted to be the best in wrestling. And he said, if you two guys will live by this one motto, you will become champions. And that's exactly what we did. He had a motto. It went something like this. You remember it, cuz? It went something like, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, but do it first. And that's exactly what we've been doing, baby. All of our lives, we've been getting down. Street fighting, mud fighting, wrestling, boxing, it don't matter. Playing football. And we always won, because we're winners.
Often imitated, but
never duplicated. And we got something right here in our hands to show that all the work, all the striving, all the coming up fights, street fights, baby, we won them all. And this right here is the proof.
I think coming up in the Southeastern wrestling area, a unique type of match involving you and Brad, in which sometime during the match it will end up 2-on-1 because it will be an elimination match between you, Brad, and these two.
Right, and it took a lot of thought for me to put Brad into something like this, Charlie. You know, it's going to be a very dangerous type match, and if we should happen to lose that first fall and either Brad and I have to go to the dressing room, it's going to be very dangerous for the other one. Now, I'm sure that what Condrey and Rose will try to do is beat me first, where they'll have Brad all to themselves. But I talked to Brad, and Brad's got an awful lot of gumption. He said, let's do it, Dad. Let's sign the contract. We did sign the contract. We're in for it. We know we are, but we're training hard, and who knows what will happen. I mean, nobody can actually predict what will happen in professional wrestling. Maybe we'll be champions.
Comments of Bob and Brad Armstrong, now tag team partners here in the Southeastern wrestling area.
Our next match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left at 235 pounds from Tampa, Florida, Paul Orndorff. His opponent at 250 pounds from Mobile, Alabama, Joe Turner. Joe Turner.
Joe Turner taking on Paul Orndorff on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Orndorff, of course, former North American heavyweight champion, outstanding competitor.
Joe Turner, a tough campaigner, but Orndorff, one of the top conditioned professional wrestlers in the sport today. Arm wrestling champion, a former footballer with the New Orleans Saints as a tailback, fullback. Top wrist lock. Turner goes to the ropes to get the break. Once again, collar and elbow. Orndorff comes up with the headlock now. Let's see what Joe's going to do to counter that. Orndorff clamping down. And of course, Orndorff and Saito have battled for quite some time now over that Alabama title, Charlie, and Saito wanting that belt. Orndorff, the proud wearer of it at this time. Nice break there. Expected Turner to do something, but Orndorff fires kickback. Putting that knee in alongside the head to gain a little leverage. Now the foot.
Orndorff controlling that left arm of Joe Turner.
You know, I think Paul, Charlie, is an ideal size for a pro today. At about 240, good condition, has the speed at that weight, has the power from his conditioning, his weightlifting exercises, and the man is very well put together and a complete athlete, no doubt about it. Nice hook on the hammerlock takedown by Paul Orndorff. Turner with about 20-pound weight advantage, but having no luck using that weight at this point. Again, Orndorff keying through from the front on that hammerlock.
Clamping down, applying pressure, and let's see what Turner can do. Jab into the rib cage, and again Turner looking for some means of escape. Orndorff, arm twist. Orndorff stays in control.
Turner hasn't been able to use his bulk, his size to bull his way into the lead offensively, and Orndorff has stayed right on top of him. Of course, Paul operates that way. Coming out with that slam on the counter is Joe Turner, moving back to the corner, though, trying to get the circulation going in that arm. Turner being a bit careful now as they go back in Caponelmo. Orndorff goes in deep with the arm drag, takedown, the arm bar. And he's keyed on that arm. Orndorff has stayed with that arm. And keeping Turner on the canvas, controlling. Orndorff is not a flamboyant wrestler, is not an aerialist, but a very productive and efficient athlete.
Connection to the head by Turner staggers Orndorff over on those ropes. And again, Turner with the right connection.
Turner taking over, and Orndorff right back at him, firing away. 2 quick jabs in midsection, moves in now. Little shoulder jab, and Turner catches him with that knee. Paul spinning around, staggered down to his knees now. Joe Turner with a chance to take over control here. Moves in with that knee again. It's been very effective for him.
Turner with a knee. Using it very effectively against Orndorff. Orndorff now back to his feet.
And Orndorff catches him as he goes over the top. Sunset flipped him, but Turner, using the legs on across the ears there, was able to break free.
Orndorff, series of right connections, has Turner staggered.
Turner not getting that head of steam necessary to take over. Fighting to get out. Orndorff pulling him back, not letting him go. Saito! Apparently a handful of something. Charlie Powder, soul, I don't know what, but he's moving it on Paul Orndorff now, blinded by whatever it was Saito threw. Saito chopping away. The man from Tampa, Florida. Karate thrust.
Saito going after Orndorff.
Roy Welch, Jerry Stubbs pulling Orndorff out of harm's way.
Hopefully Paul will be okay. We'll be back in just a moment with more on...
For reservations and information, call 322-7798. The Boutwell box office opens at 6:30 p.m. Monday night. On that one, of course, the 10-round boxing match between Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden. The tag team champions, Rose and Condrey, defending against the Armstrongs in a 4-man elimination. And the Alabama state champion, with me now, Paul Orndorff, defends in a no disqualification match against former champion Mr. Saito. Before I talk to Paul, let's hear from Saito.
Paul Orndorff, you, me, are no disqualification. This is everything legal. Karate good, karate kick good, everything. Just my match. This is a tough man winner. But you American wrestler, you are soft wrestler. I am tough Japanese. That's guarantee I'm strong and I winner. 日本の皆さん、日本人の強いと必ず見せてあげます。
Paul, the former champion, Mr. Saito, he wants this belt, and of course, as he says, no disqualification, anything goes. It's going to be a tough road to hoe.
That's very true. You know, Saito has so many ways that he can come at you. You know, he knows karate. He knows kung fu. He amateur wrestled for Japan. He was a national champion over there. So there's so many ways that Saito can attack me, and I know that. But there again, too, that you know, I know a lot what he does because I've watched him, I've studied his films. Hopefully I'll gain something from that. But I know this is going to be a very tough match. I know it's his kind of a match. If I've ever been an underdog, I would have to say that I'm a little bit of an underdog right now. But that makes no difference because when I played football, I played against guys that weighed 300 pounds, and I had to block them, and I did it. And that's just what I'm going to do, go out there with Saito. I'm going out there with one thing in mind, and that's to hold on to this belt. I know what it means to him. And I know what it means to me. That means a lot of money and prestige, and I'm just going out there and do the best job that I can, and hopefully I can defeat him.
Paul, good luck to you. Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a super Southeastern wrestling lineup.
Jimmy Golden coming out to join us. Jimmy, we have some...
Before I get down to business, I got some things I want to say about this Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. You know, that boy is the sorest loser I have ever seen in my life. He can't stand to lose, and he loses all the time, and I just love it. I swear I love beating that man better than anything, better than eating chocolate pie.
We have some videotape.
I got a film right. Put it up there. I want the people to see what a true gentleman that I am and what a true boxer that I am. You know, this is where I got the idea for a boxing match. Look at this. I want you to look at this film now. It's just filthy, nasty Ron Fuller trying to take my clothes off.
This was a 7th Street Fight match. No rules to the match at all.
One Charlie Platt, and you're just like him too. So you let me do the talking up here because you know nothing about wrestling. Right here, I knocked his lights out, baby, with that boot of his he come wearing in the ring. He's supposed to whip me with the boot. I took his boot off and whipped him with it. And right here we have a double collision, and both of us are down. Let me tell you something. They cut a lot of this film out, but I give Ron Fuller the licking of his life in this street fight match. But the best is yet to come. What I want you to see is coming up here in just a few minutes where I really knock him out with a good right cross. Now right here, I figure I'm going to put the icing on the cake and wipe him out real good. But he come up with his boot, a little surprise for me. And I'll have to say he did me a good one right there. Very few of the ones that he ever did give me. He couldn't knock me out with his fist, but he might have did it with a boot right there. He didn't beat me here. The referee didn't make it. No, that wasn't a 3 count there. He did not make a 3 count. The match is not over. The match is not over. The finish is fixing to come right here in just a second. Right here, it's going to come up. You're going to see me box like nobody else has ever boxed before. You people just hold it down.
With the assistance of Ron Bass.
Right here, look at me.
With the
combinations left and right. The referee's in the way. I got to get him out of the way. But, brother, I am jabbing him and hooking him, combination him, brother. You're talking about a real gentleman's sport, a real gentleman's match. This is it. A good old boxing match. That's the way to really settle things just right now. There comes the jerk, little fat Ken Lucas coming here, interrupting the match. But he's nothing anyway. So there goes your winner right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you, I came up with the greatest idea, a way to really settle it between me and old Ron Fuller. A good gentleman's match, a good old boxing match, man. And I'm going to tell you, I've won titles all over the country in boxing. That's where I got these big arms with boxing. I won the Tennessee Golden Gloves Championship. I have beat them all, brother. I have taken care of business. And I'm going to tell you something, what I'm going to do right now. You see this man up here they got in the ring?
Yes.
I'm fixing to go up here, and I'm going to box him severely around the head and ears. I'm going to give him a good boxing lesson. Ron Fuller, I want you to pay close attention, son, because it's just an example of what you're going to get tonight.
Let's go to the ring now for the introduction of our next match of the day.
Our next match, 1 fall TV time remaining. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 220 pounds from Montgomery, Alabama, Burrhead Jones. His opponent at 232 pounds from Montgomery, Alabama, Jimmy Golden. All
right, here we go. Jimmy Golden in action against Burrhead Jones.
Jimmy Golden keyed up. Look at this. Putting up those dukes. Larry Holmes, what do you think, Charlie? I don't know here. Golden's supposed to be wrestling Burrhead. And Golden throwing those jabs in there. Burrhead in and double legs him. Well, for scoring points, Golden gets the points for boxing. Burrhead gets the points for wrestling.
Golden again with the jab. Golden connecting.
Spins Burrhead around a little bit with that one, and again, blows him down, and I would think the referee would be calling these punches here.
And
oh, he dropped him hard there, Charlie.
Golden dropping Jones straight down. Hard right connection. And Jones all but out.
Look at here, he's up there dancing around like he just won the World Boxing title.
And with all of this talk of boxing going around here in the Southeastern wrestling area, we had a chance to see what two participants are doing as far as preparation for this boxing. We came today to find the Jimmy Golden and get some of his comments on an upcoming boxing match here in the Southeastern wrestling area, and what kind of special training is taking place for your boxing match, Jimmy.
You know, I've been in real tough training, man, getting ready for this boxing match, and you know, I just can't hardly wait, because I've been taking all this time. I've been wrestling this Ron Fuller, and I've been wrestling him in his style of matches, and I have been beating him in his style of matches. And I watched myself in a film in a street fight match where I was boxing his jaws with left and rights and combinations, and I said, you know, that is really Jimmy Golden's style. That's a real gentleman's game. It's a good old boxing match, because I ain't a cheater, you know, and a good boxing match can really get things settled. You know, Charlie Platt, that's where I got these big old arms and shoulders, is boxing up in Tennessee, you know. I won the Tennessee State Golden Gloves title, the Southern Golden Gloves title, boxed up in Chicago, and you know, that is really my style, is a good old boxing match. And you know something, I've been punching here and working out here on this little bag. Here's old Tennessee Stud and his mask right there. I'm gonna put it right up there so he looks real nice. And you know something, Charlie, when I put these gloves on, it just really does something to this arm. The power that I get in this arm is unreal. It's like turning on a light switch, you know. Jack Dempsey and Muhammad Ali would have loved to have the power that Jimmy Golden's got in this arm right here. And I'm gonna tell you something, Ron Fuller, Tennessee Stud, I'm gonna knock you right out of the arena, boy, because I've been getting ready for you. And like I said, this is a real gentleman's game, a real gentleman's match, a good old boxing match, and I'm gonna beat you black and blue, boy, severely around the head and ears. I'm talking about, to where your mama and daddy won't even know your face when you go home.
Here you have a comment.
Now you guys go on and don't be bothering me no more, because I don't want everybody to know about my secret training.
Comments of Jimmy Golden, a brief history of his previous boxing experience and some of the training he's going through. Now let's get some comments from the Fuller camp from Les Thatcher.
Thank you, Charlie, and we are indeed in the Ron Fuller training camp for the big boxing match, and Ron training with friend Ken Lucas now, punching at Kenny's hands. And Ron, I know there's a method to your madness here. It's not exactly Ken Lucas you're looking at, but as you can hear, Ken Lucas saying is...
I'm thinking about it. I don't know how Golden's trying to train for this, but I'll tell you what I'm training for.
Left, right.
I've been running 5 miles a day, and I'm going to beat Golden's brains out in this boxing match.
Well, let's get a look here at what Ron Fuller's been punching
right
at.
here, Mr. Golden. That's what you're going to see, what's going to happen to Mr. Golden's face when Ron Fuller gets through with him, I'll guarantee you.
Kitty's been working with me all week. We've been training. We've been in Pensacola punching the big bag down at the gym. We're looking forward to it. Golden, I don't know how you've been training, but you better be ready, son, because we are ready.
Boxing, Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden.
And Les, with that, I've never seen Jimmy Golden with the gloves on, but I have seen the Tennessee Stud in action in boxing.
According to Jimmy Golden, he's certainly got a long list of creditable boxing appearances, calling about Golden Glove titles. I don't really know, but I'll say this, that the two of them are big, powerful men, and they start throwing those gloves around, Charlie, somebody's going to get hurt, no doubt about it. It's going to be something to see.
There you see the training methods and of two participants here in the Southeastern wrestling area who decide to straighten their differences in the ring, but in a different way.
Yeah, it keeps building ahead of steam, doesn't it, with Golden and Fuller? It never seems to come to an end, and I don't know where the end is or whether it's ever in sight, Charlie.
We'll be back with more of Southeastern Championship Wrestling in just a moment.
Wrestling card. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. Boutwell box office open at 6:30 p.m. Monday night. In the main event, a 10-round boxing match. Ron Fuller, seconded by Ken Lucas, battles Jimmy Golden, seconded by Ron Bass. The Southeastern Tag Team title on the line in a 4-man elimination match as Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey square off with Bob and Brad Armstrong. The Alabama title at stake. No disqualification as Mr. Saito meets Paul Orndorff. In a challenge tag team match, Ken Lucas teams with Jerry Stubbs to take on Ron Bass and Stan Lane. And Roberto Soto opens against the Angel. 10 rounds of boxing. Ron Fuller against Jimmy Golden. The Southeastern Tag Team title at stake. Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey against the Armstrongs. Mr. Saito against Paul Orndorff. Lucas and Stubbs against Bass and Lane. And Roberto Soto against the Angel. It all comes together Monday night. Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. Bell time, 8 p.m. Boutwell box office opens at 6:30 p.m. on Monday night for the tickets to this outstanding Southeastern wrestling card. And of course, the main event is 10 rounds of boxing. Ron Fuller with me now, seconded by Ken Lucas, going against cousin Jimmy Golden, seconded by Outlaw Ron Bass. Before I talk to Fuller and Lucas, let's hear from Golden and Bass.
You know what, Brother Ron, it's a real shame. That Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, is a sore loser. He can't stand to lose, and he's been losing all his life, especially when he steps in the ring with Jimmy Golden, brother. And I'm going to tell you something. I am the greatest at boxing. I won the Tennessee title, Golden Gloves at boxing, the Southern Golden Gloves boxing. I've been boxing all over the world, Daddy. That's where I got these big arms right here. And this is a real gentleman's game because I'm a gentleman, a good match to settle some business in, and that's what I'm going to do in Birmingham, baby. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, I've already taken the mask off of the Tennessee stud, and now I'm going to knock your head off in Birmingham, Jack. I'm going to beat you black and blue, Daddy. This ain't going to be no Rocky movie. I'm going to get some real meat.
Golden talking about gentlemen, Ron. Do you plan on being a gentleman Monday night?
Well, I certainly don't. And, you know, I won't be sitting in a chair like a little blow-up dummy, son. I will be in there with bells on, my boy. I will be in there with